Welcome to Algebra 1, Semester 1, Unit 3. This is Section 5.3. Essential question that we'll be answering in class. How can you graph the equation of a line given a point-slope form? Okay, write the equation in point-slope form for each line. Point-slope form looks like this. It's y equals y1. Y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. So, I don't see any points where we do that, so let me just give you a point and a slope, and let's practice that. So let's say that we have a line that we want to write this equation for, and it goes through the point 3, 5, and it has a slope of 1/3. How would you write that in this format? First thing, remember x comes before y. Just put that as 1. That's your 1 point that I give you. And slope is 1/3. So now we simply plug this in. Slope, we abbreviate as being m. So y minus 5, because that's our y1 value, equals 1/3, that's our slope, x minus x1 is 3. And there you go, you have it in point slope format. Let's try again. Say that we have 1/2 as our x value, -4 as our y value, and we have a slope of 3 this time. Okay, so we would say y minus -4 is our y1, -4 equals, our slope is 3, our x1 is 1/2. So now, just to simplify that a little bit further, clean it up some, we would actually write it as y plus 4 equals 3 times x minus 1/2. There we go. Now, in the notes, I have you graph lines written in point-slope form. So what I'm looking for you to do is find the point and find the slope out of this. If you go back to our formula from the previous page, it was y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And the nice thing is that you see your point right here. So that would be x1 and y1. And the m value is the slope. So if we can find the point and the slope, we can graph it. So let's put this into the formula. That would be our first rewrite. Y minus 4 equals 2 times x minus -3. We had to bring that minus back in because that's in the formula. So now our point would be, our x value is -3, and our y value is 4. Now why didn't we count that as -4? Because there is a negative in each of the formula spots. So this -3 brings in a -3, but this is a +4. Now, this is our rise over run. So we rise 2 and we run 1. That is our slope. So now we come over to the graph, we find -3, 4, -3 on x, up to 4 on the y. Put our point. From there we rise 2 and we run 1 to the right because it's positive. Now please go ahead and graph that line clear across the graph. And that's how you graph a line from point slope form. Next problem. Again, we write it into the formula. Y minus -1 equals -3 times x minus 1. Our point, the x value is 1, the y value is -1, and our slope is -3 over 1. You always want to write the fraction. So now we go to our point first. 1, -1, we put a point. From that point, we're going to rise 3 and run 1. It has to be a negative slope, so when we run, we've got to run to the left. So we rise 3, 1, 2, 3, and run 1 to the left. And we draw the line through both points, and there we have it. There is your slope. Okay, can you analyze which method of graphing is to use based on the format of the line that's written? Okay, so in this format, we could use point slope form. So y equals mx plus b. So we have m being our slope is 2 over 1, and our b is at -1. That's all that you'd have to write. This one is our y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So our point is 8 for the y, and for the x, because it's a -2, two negatives make the positive, and the one negative is in the formula, so it's a -2. So there's our point, -2.8. Our slope is +4. Okay, so this is slope-intercept form. This is point slope form, and that's what we've been working a lot on, are those two. This last form, it should be a review. If it's not, ask me a lot of questions in class. But the last format is what we call standard format. It's in the form of ax plus by equals c, and I think of standard alphabet, ABC, so it's called standard form. Have not been working as much with it here lately. Okay, that's the end of today's notes. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow in class.